Hey guys, it's Stu with Stupendous Digital, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about adding value to your audience through your social media content. And this is super important to consider when you're building out a social media strategy. But even if you don't have this well thought out social media strategy, this is still very relevant to you. And I'll tell you, whenever I was managing brands' social media channels in the past, there's always been two filters that I've kept at the forefront of my mind for everything that we publish from that brand. And that is number one, is what we're posting going to be a welcome addition to our audience's feed? And then number two, are we adding value to our audience? So everything that goes out the door should at least check one of those boxes, if not both of them. So keep that in mind. Is it a welcome addition to the feed, and is it adding value to your audience? So there are a lot of different ways that you can add value to your content. I know everyone has a different strategy about how they're going about things, but as long as you are starting to shift your mindset towards having a filter of adding value, I think you'll be much, much better off in the long run. Here are a few examples of ways to add value in no particular order. Here we go. Number one is visual appeal. And this could be as simple as a beautiful photo. It could be an image that has some interesting perspective or framing, or it's just something that's compelling aesthetically. Because honestly, just having something that's nice to look at is always a welcome addition in the feed. Number two, is it informative? So this could be how-to content. It could be an update that provides information about product details or an event coming up, or even you could be sharing a first look at a product. So that's informative in that it's showing your community what something looks like. But always, the sharing of information is always a great value add. The third example is access, and this is one of my favorite ones. Essentially, this means creating content that your audience wouldn't have been able to see unless they were following you. So this can be behind the scenes stuff. It can be maybe the assembly of your products. It could be a tour of your facilities. It could be an interview with an employee or a collaborator. There's so many ways that you can provide some insider access that makes your audience, feel special and makes them feel like your channel is worth continuing to follow in the future because they're getting this insider content that they can't get anywhere else. The fourth example is emotional value. And this is just content that makes you feel something and taps into the human experience. It could be content that's inspiring. It could be moving in some way, or it could just be relatable to your specific audience. I think anytime you are creating content that evokes an emotional response, you're usually on the right track. Number five is interactivity. This can be any type of content that you are prompting your audience to engage with you. You're asking them a question. You are fishing for their responses because you genuinely care what they think. You want to hear what they're saying. And involving your community like that is an opportunity for them to have some one-to-one dialogue with the brand. And that inherently is a valuable thing. Number six is community features. And to me, this mostly means user-generated content. So this is going out of your way to go find community members who are sharing their love of your brand on social media, interacting with your brand or product, and essentially being brand ambassadors for you. If you see some images that are really high quality, pretty much up to your publishing standards that you can share, give that community member a shout out. People love to be recognized and acknowledged, and it also shows your audience that if they are talking about your brand, that there may be a possibility that they can be featured on your channel as well. The last example on our list, number seven, is tangible value. And this is anytime you create a post that has an offer or a sale or a deal of some sort. And I generally don't recommend that you create a content strategy around these type of posts. But I do think it's nice to once in a while you flex some of your goodwill, and maybe around a special event you roll out a nice offer for your community that they could only get on your social media channels. I think that's a nice thing to do. It's a nice gesture and definitely something to consider when you're thinking about adding value to your community. And that's our list of 7 ways to add value to your audience through social media content. I hope you got some value out of this yourself. And let me know in the comments if there are any other ways that you like to add value in your social media posts. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself, and we will see you soon.